Hello and welcome to the video on my channel. Brace yourself, might be a long video. This is my new starter build in the Scourge League Path of Exile, Corrupting Fever, Lancing Steel. First, I want to talk a little bit about Corrupting Fever. Why do I choose Corrupting Fever? I heard they just buff damage over time in some aspect in the new league. Corrupting Fever, for the people who don't know it, you can skip it if you know what's going on right now. Corrupting Fever buff, you can apply an X amount of physical damage for 1 second up to 10 stacks based on the damage delivery skill. Talk about damage delivery skill later. And damage amplification for Corrupting Fever is global physical damage, damage over time, physical damage time multiplier, and the gym level, such in power, or maybe a mod on your item that says +1 to physical gyms or +1 to socketed gyms, etc, etc. The best damage delivery, I tried a lot of these skills based on my path of building. I'm not sure, but I tried Cyclone, Tornado Shot, Kinetic Blast, Ball Lightning, Splitting Steel. Splitting Steel actually was the best for some point, but I'm not going to explain why exactly. So how does Corruptive Fever work? Simply, if you have like Corrupting Fever on your armor set and you try to hit the enemy, you activate the Corrupting Fever, and then you have a damage delivery on another item, such a glove, on the X, on helmet, or wherever. In this video and the footage you saw in the beginning, I put it on my glove. We have like faster projectiles and also faster attacks, so that will give me a lot of damage delivery. Regardless, you don't need to put any kind of damage amplifier in here, just more projectiles. All we need, more projectiles. So you activate, you hit the enemy, and you apply debuff for at least 10 stages. For the damage delivery, I would like to talk about the best in damage delivery single target was the Cyclone. The problem is mediocre clear, and sometimes when you fight people on the left side, the right side enemies will just shoot at you projectiles and kill you immediately. I didn't like it exactly. This is the best. Tornado Shot is the best. The only problem is not good for starting the league because you need a very expensive bow that have +1 to everything, even for God. Great damage delivery and really good for bosses. For the Kinetic Blast, it's fantastic. Fast shooting, depleting a lot of life. You can refresh with life tab in no time. And for clearing, it's like the best, but versus bosses I have to switch to another gym, such a Power Siphon or Frenzy, in order to keep the boss busy by taking damage, because it spreads a lot. Wasn't very good. For the Ball Lightning, I also tried a great damage delivery and great clearing. The only problem is that you need Sire of Shards to get more projectiles at the enemy. Also, you don't have a shield, so you cannot benefit out of blocking enemies. And then it shined to me that Lancing Steel is one of the melee skills that have a lot of projectiles you can fire at the enemy. You can support with projectile skills that have a lot of damage, kind of medium, a little bit lower than the Tornado Shot, but lower than the Cyclone too. But the problem is you can deliver a significant amount of damage even for single target. You don't need to switch gyms, you just Call of Steel, add more clearing and focusing attacks on bosses. You can actually apply the stacks in no time. Lord of Steel also can make your Call of Steel faster. So it was, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that with the Savior you can even clear more. The Scourge League will have a lot of enemies, we need to clear it. So the gearing and the playstyle. I would like to talk about the only thing that you need to know about this. As you can see, if I move a little bit, you have to craft some line on your amulet that says a skill cost, no mana or life while focus. So you have to have this line on your amulet, because the cost of Corrupting Fever is more than the life pool of your character. So when you go in a boss fight or you go in a map, you just focus first and then press the Corrupting Fever, and whenever you hit the enemy, Corrupting Fever will refresh. Instead of 7 seconds, it will be like infinity second, because keep refreshing. And just in case you forget and just the 7 seconds are gone, you can simply focus again and activate Corrupting Fever and continue beating the boss as you used to do. The amulet crafting, you need a +1 to all physical skill, +1 to all strength. This is the endgame amulet. In the footage you saw in the video, I didn't use that amulet. I just used an amulet that have probably life and resistances or whatsoever. And to craft this, you need a Waking Orb, maybe a little bit expensive, so you have to have a Hunter amulet that have +1 to all Strength Gem and Warlord Impulsive +1 to all physical. Use Awaken Orb for a couple Exalt, you get both of them, and then you clean this from all the other suffixes. You're gonna do like prefix cannot be changed, and then you multi-craft it with the global physical, and you add the line cost, no mana or life while focus. For the armor also should have +1 to socketed gems. I heard that in the Scourge we will have some sort of +1 to socketed aura, +1 to socketed, not aura, I think duration or AoE or whatsoever. And for these two you have to get a Warlord, Astral Plate, or Warlord and Hunter, World Redeemer, depend on your taste of play. And you have to use Faceted Fossil to make these two lines appear in your armor, because here you're gonna socket the Corrupting Fever. And then suffix cannot be changed in Reforged Life to have a decent life. This is the cheapest way, expensive cheapest way to craft the armor. So this is for now. I'd like to talk about the two builds and the path of building that I will leave in the description for the players. The first one is, I would like to say, this is the budget one. This is what you saw in the footage actually, where the gameplay it's only have like 400 or 500k damage. Was really great in clearing the map, not very fast in killing the boss, but definitely you can multiply that number by a lot. So what you can see in the build, everything is just maybe Devouring Diadem. You can switch Devouring Diadem with like any helmet that contain armor and life. I don't care. The damage doesn't decrease a bit. The only problem is probably you have to get rid of one of your auras, but still you can clear the tier 16 without any problems. Tabula Rasa, yeah, probably you have a 6-link or 5-link or something that give you better performance. And all the other stuffs are just resistances and life. Really good. Pick from the ground and beat the enemy. This orientation, this build was actually, I'm not gonna include this one in the path of building because it serves no purpose. This is the end game build that eventually you want to land on. Lionel Remorse as a shield, or you can use Surrender. Both of them are not very expensive. This is the expensive axe we're talking about. They have like physical damage over time multiplier. It should be a runic hatchet because it have an implicit of global physical damage. Damage per frenzy is not actually needed. We're not gonna generate frenzy, and you can craft physical damage over time multiplier. For the amulet and for the armor, I explained in the video how to craft it. For the amulet too, you need the Stampede, so you can just anoint a line of the charisma to get more mana reduction. On the amulet, you can just anoint the acrimony for more physical damage over time multiplier. You don't need the Stampede if you want to put something else like Onslaught. You want to put some Tailwind, depends on what kind of things you want to put. But the charisma should be anointed on your amulet. Circle of Guilt, maybe this one a little bit expensive, hard to get at the end game, but definitely if you have enough currency to craft the armor and the amulet, it's easy to get this Circle of Guilt ring. However, this is the end game path of building that will be included in the description. It have two builds. The first one is the leveling. For example, here if you click on top, item set, leveling item, these are the leveling items, just couple of life and resistances. You can see like damage wise is pretty okay. You can go to the tree, damage will be reduced. There is a leveling item tree. This is the character level 72. You have like 4k life or 3.5k life, and you don't have any cluster jewel in here. You can simply start the game and follow this tree to build your character for like life and other stuff. Yeah, probably 136 for 10 stacks. You can actually reach map tier 10 or map tier 12 and keep grinding until you'll be able to, you know, manage to go for the end game gear and the end game craftings. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. If you have any question, I'm ready to answer in the comment section. Please be easy on you. Good luck on the Scourge Leech and see you later. Goodbye.